On to our second speaker. I'm very excited to introduce Nikolay. Nikolay is a junior at NYU SBS, the School of Professional Studies, and is bringing a fresh approach to digital communications. Diving deep into the subject, he started a video production venture focusing on small businesses. He's a firm believer in humor as life's ultimate problem solver. Nikolay crafts unconventional advertisements that resonate with this idea. When he speaks, please expect a mix of insight, humor, and fresh perspective. Tonight, he will give us an interesting and unique take on our theme, not business as usual, in an academic context. So please give it up for our second speaker, Nikolay.
Okay, hello everyone. Let's start. Studying is no fun. At least that's the common perception of it. And when we look at this, it sounds true. But imagine yourself sitting in a classroom, writing a test in whether it be chemistry, and you see this test. When sodium bicarbonate combines with acetic acid, what is the primary product of their reaction? A is salt and carbon dioxide, B, water and oxygen gas, C, acid, D, brine by Logan Paul. It's a very simple thing to add, but young students would be like, wow, it's something fresh and different. And adding more of that can definitely kill the boredom. But what if we go further and add more content-related humor to articles, textbooks, lectures, and other course materials? Some teachers do that, but we all know how it is like. To be fair, we all have maybe one or two professors in our lives who did a very good job with that. They put extra effort into making study more fun. I remember my professor in 9th grade, Professor Penisani. Yeah, this man was born to be a book cover. And this man made me love history. I bet that any of his lecture could be recorded and then put on Netflix as a comedy special. And unfortunately, it's a very rare case, and I think it shouldn't be. And today I'm going to share a neurobiological perspective on what we lose by not adding humor to education on an institutional basis. First of all, humor is a very powerful tool to enhance the retention of learned material. When we experience strong emotions, be it a joy of a surprise party or a fear of a near-miss accident, our brain's emotional center, the amygdala, springs into action. When the amygdala activates, it facilitates an interaction with hippocampus, our memory center. This leads to a more robust consolidation of information. On top of that, when we find something humorous, our brain's emotional center releases dopamine. And dopamine plays a pivotal role in our learning and memory processes. So specifically, when we have a lot of dopamine in our brain, it enhances the signaling between the neurons, which makes the memory information more durable and strong. So essentially, like when we have a lot of dopamine and have a lot of laughter, we create a highway to our long-term memory. And okay, I see that you need proofs, and I totally get how it is like to get all this neurobiology from a communications major. So here's how it looks under a microscope, and it's a real fact. So I know. For me, it was a surprise that laughter, haha, is actually good for our memory. But what if we go further? What if I told you that humor is very good for our critical thinking? And it's actually kind of straightforward. So the mental gymnastics needed to understand a joke, the twists and turns of a witty pun, or the intellectual flexibility needed to appreciate satire. All of that engage our brain in ways that mirror critical thinking processes. To comprehend humor, our brain needs to view a situation from an unconventional perspective. So by training our brain with humor, we can actually develop the ability to understand and produce subtle, complex, and abstract ideas. And finally, I see that there are a lot of family members, students, and professors in this room, and I think that you all know that studying is inseparable with incredible amount of stress and anxiety. And what if not laughter can help us with that? And it does a pretty good job, because laughter reduces stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine, which can hinder our learning. Simultaneously, it can also activate the reward centers of our brain and spark the release of endorphins. And these chemicals, they do what? They uplift our mood and also prime the brain for effective learning. So in dealing with stress, laughter works like magic. Speaking of magic, are there any Harry Potter fans in this room? Yeah? Yeah, there are. Okay, so you must remember this episode from a Harry Potter series. There is a magical creature called Bogart. It's a magical creature which can take shape of a person's greatest fear, and the biggest, like the only way to combat it is laughter. So, here is Neville Longbottom. He feared Professor Snape. Now he needs to come up with a way to make Professor Snape look funny. He used ridiculous spell, and his fear vanished. So why don't we use this exact same magic on our exams? And I think that we should try it right here and right now. So the question is, are you ready for some magic? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool. Actually, I was worried that it would be an old model then. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let me take this magic wand. Yeah, I brought it here. It's a real one. For many students, the biggest fear is mathematics, and I'm no exception. So let's take this math problem here. And I will try to use a ridiculous spell. Let's do it on 3, 2, 1. Okay, so, but give me a second to totally improvise, so I need to come up with something funny. Got it. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And one more quick. Exactly. Wow. It was supposed to be a sound effect, and they laughed, and it was none. Okay, it's a mathematic problem in tomato soup. I didn't say it would be funny for you, just for me, okay? And actually, I wish I knew a good design spell. But anyway, maybe you can do better. So are you ready to try some magic yourself? Yeah, yeah. Maybe somebody from the first row. What about you? Sure. Can you tell your name and your school and NYU?
Yes, I'm Rebecca from Gallatin.
Nice. I expected Hufflepuff, but okay, it's the word. Okay, you know what to do. Let me put this hilarity away. Let's take the exact same problem. Now, let's count, like everybody, let's do 3, 2, 1. You know what to do? Try to make it funny, okay? On 3, 2, 1, you say ridiculous, okay? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, ridiculous. Oh, a math problem on a cigarette pack. I didn't expect that from you. No, give me that. How is it funny? Okay, but it was a good one. Much better than mine. I would never come up with something like that. But actually, thank you, because it brings us to my next point. I have to say that adding humor to education has its own challenges. It is very easy to misstep with jokes which are awkward, inappropriate, outdated, or I'm just not funny. But these problems can be easily tackled if humor in education is institutionalized. So solutions like comedy training for instructors. What else? Hiring comedians to work on textbooks and keep the content fresh all the time can make all the difference. So if done right, comedy and humor can become a game changer in a classroom. So great. So what we learned today: humor can enhance memory. It can boost our critical thinking and can also reduce stress. And it brings us to the bigger point. We need to adapt and innovate our education to make it more compatible with social media, gaming, and anything else out there. So, and if we do that, we can better prepare young students for the environment which is marked by high-paced development, tech advancement, and ever-emerging creativity. So let's aim to make study funnier. And if there are any people who are still in doubt, remember, when students are having fun, the class time virtually flies by, and 80 minutes of a lesson feel like a mere 76. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikolay. That was very engaging. You had me giggling behind the podium over there.